Hey guys, hope you had a great Tuesday. Happy Wednesday morning. Our devotion today on September 11th is kind of the second day of the Ecclesiastes, the turn story from yesterday about the song and the songwriter and the movie and all those things. So this is kind of the way that this devotional works. It is kind of packaged in 2 days. So this is kind of the follow up to it. So the verse Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. So the full verse, which sounds a lot like the song it was referring to, is there is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. I learned a lot about the Old Testament and the way it's kind of written, actually from the Bible Project a couple of years ago. All those cool videos that are on YouTube, and learned about how kind of Jewish prose and poetry and those kind of things, kind of the style of that. And I really do appreciate Solomon here because you see kind of in that passage, as I'm looking at that passage, it just really is a contrast. And the message is that life is all these things. So I think the big takeaway I have from this passage is that life encompasses so much of the positive, the negative, and the in between. I thought it was pretty brilliant, as the Bible is, and how they did that. Now, the questions for reflection and application, in case you're just listening to this, like I said, on your way to work or something, I will read the questions out loud, and then I'll quickly comment, kind of maybe how how they apply in my life. So it says, when you have been lured away from God's when have you been lured away from God's path for your life? I would answer that truthfully, in a few different seasons in my life. Probably the worst one for me was my real kind of rejection of Christ during my college years. What seduced you to stray? My anger at God and mostly the church members of my church when my mom got sick, and how I felt they let us down. And I kind of blamed it all on God, which was not good. Definitely was not the right thing, and I paid the price for that because the next question asks, what were the consequences? The consequences were, I consider that, probably one of the darkest seasons in my life, and I was miserable. I still was angry. I still was sad. I still, was all those things, and yet now I didn't have the Lord or His Word or His wisdom that I was walking with to help me through that on a daily basis. How have you reconciled with the people you hurt? I tell my testimony a lot. I was really kind of bratty to my sister back in those days. So she kind of got the brunt of that, and, kind of reconciled with her about that. But I think just in general, sharing my testimony. Do you think that Solomon really felt that everything that we do is vanity and striving after wind in 114? I don't know. Is the why or why not, and what was he trying to convey? I think like anything, the style of the writing here. He might be getting a little drastic. Is everything vanity and striving after the wind? Was there nothing that was valuable or whatever? Yeah, there is. I don't think his statement is true, but I think he's trying to kind of grab our attention, and I think he's in a very dark mindset at this time too, is why you see that passage. Looking at the seasons and times mentioned in the Ecclesiastes passage, in what season or time are you now? Hey, we're the empty nesters. I feel a push to impart wisdom. not because I think I have all the answers, but I have a lot more experiences in life, and I really want to help, especially you guys that I love the most, in any way I can with kind of telling my story. How long have you been there? Pretty new, since this summer, since Nate and Jensen's wedding and Zach moving out. So a couple months. Why does God have you there? I mean, I think He has us in His plan, where He wants us. And I think what is my purpose? I think probably to try to be open and to, promote His plan for us with you guys and with, everybody that I come in contact in my life through, through my experiences, helping to explain my experiences. Where do you think God will place you next? I don't know. I would appreciate prayer from you guys, even professionally, where I'm supposed to be. It's kind of a different transition for me, not coaching right now. And so that's even new for me on a daily basis. And the prayer at the end says, Father, whatever season of life I'm in, whatever my circumstances and challenges, you have put me here for a reason. Amen. All right. Love you guys. Have a great day.